Presented by Haagen-Dazs. Don't rush indulgence. Take your sweet time. That's DAS.
The New York Knicks have won 10 in a row, and tonight they have a chance to clinch a finals berth.
Don't sweat the technique.
Bridges drives alley-oop, and Robinson with the two-handed slam. Deuce McBride hits the three-pointer, fakes the three, sidestep, another three-pointer, punts it in. Knicks are red hot once again. It's a 20-point lead. Cavs have let go here, like the hope is disappearing right now. Another turnover, Anunoby, Brunson, alley-oop.
When they sweat the technique.
And Anunoby with the slam. Believe it, Knicks fans, the New York Knicks are going to the NBA Finals.
The Knicks move on. NBA Today is live in Cleveland. And the Cavaliers, well, they have a whole lot of offseason decisions to make. And look at this. The Cavs, they were outscored by 75 points in the conference finals. That's their worst scoring differential in a series in franchise history. Yeah, they went 8-10 this postseason, the worst record by any team to reach the conference finals since the 1982 Spurs.
It's hard to be outscored by that many points in a 4 best of 7.
But the questions begin here, Brian, which brings us to our developing story out of Cleveland. And for more, we welcome back in our senior insider, Shams Charania. Shams, what do you got?
Malika, sources tell me that Kenny Atkinson will return as head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers for his 3rd season. His job is safe. Over his first 2 years as coach of the Cavaliers, he's had a franchise best win percentage of over 70%. The end was ugly, though. It was a sweep, 4-0 to the Cavs, or to the Knicks, I should say. But year-over-year growth for the Cavs. 2nd round last season, coach of the year for Kenny Atkinson, the conference finals this year, and he's got the support of Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. And this is the first conference finals for the Cavaliers without a LeBron James-led team in 34 years. So there's a lot for the Cavaliers to deconstruct now over the coming days and weeks. I expect the Cavaliers front office to be opportunistic with potential roster upgrades this offseason.
All right, so Kenny Atkinson will be back here as head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Shams, thank you very much for that insight. And Shams did mention it. Yesterday we did hear Donovan Mitchell say that he is in full support here of Kenny Atkinson, who remains the head coach. Let's, though, take a listen to both Don and James Harden after yesterday's game.
I'm sorry for the city of Cleveland for it to be like this in a sweep. Like, that's like, you know what I'm saying? But I told y'all last year, and I'll tell y'all again, we'll be back, and we'll be ready, and we'll be hungry, and we'll be locked in.
I think I did pretty good, you know. Like, I don't grade myself off shot making, and, you know, defensively being extremely solid. They dominated us 4-0, but yeah, I don't know if I can necessarily answer that question, just because genuinely I do feel like we are the better team.
So James Harden's comments in particular have gotten a lot of attention from yesterday, in addition to what we just heard, also him talking about his defense and how he felt like he was a very solid defender. Let's parse through what actually matters here the next day, Brian.
Yeah, so look, it's Kenny Atkinson's won almost 120 regular season games the last 2 years and led to the Cavs, I think, to maybe their 8th conference finals in 56 years of existence. Like, the fact that he would have to be verified to return is an indication of how bad the conference finals went. But okay, now look forward. James Harden holds the key to what happens with this Cavs offseason. Let me explain to you how. He has a $42 million player option. I expect him to waive that player option and enter into a new contract with the Cavs, a multi-year deal that would take that $42 million down a little bit and give him more guaranteed money long term. What that would accomplish is allow the Cavs to move out of the second apron, which would give them the opportunity to potentially do some more business. What would that business be? Well, now here's where it gets complicated because there's several different pathways they could go. Look, the Knicks a year ago made the conference finals, and they said, we believe in this team, and we're going to bring them back, and we're going to ride it again. And look what happened. They're in the finals. The difference was the Knicks team were very impressive in the playoffs last year, upsetting the Boston Celtics. The Cavs were 8-10 in the playoffs this year. So the question is, what do? Already this year, when they traded James Harden, 26-year-old Darius Garland for 36-year-old James Harden, they indicated they were willing to more invest in the now. So you ask yourself the question, Will they be willing to touch any of their other young core players? Will they be looking at willing to touch Jared Allen? There's a market for him. That contract is a very valuable contract. Will they touch Evan Mobley, Defensive Player of the Year last year, who would be considered untouchable? If they put Evan Mobley on the market, they would be able to get an incredible return from him, both either a star or potentially other high-quality players. Or will they chase someone in free agency? When I walked off the court yesterday, every Cavs fan I encountered, what about LeBron? What about LeBron? What about LeBron? As of right now, the Cavs are only in position to pay the minimum salary contract. That's $3 million. LeBron made over $50 million this year. He has not given an indication that he is willing to take that kind of drastic pay cut. He's also about to enter into some level of negotiation with the Lakers.
Right.
If there's a time that comes where we find out that LeBron is willing to take that kind of pay cut, then we shall talk about that. But right now, the Cavs are really not in position to even execute a sign and trade, much less a free agent contract. If LeBron indicates to them, I really, really want to come to Cleveland, then we could see some action. But right now, I think it's wait and see.
All right, so LeBron James, for right now, that's not the conversation that's happening. But the conversation that is going to be happening, if not really having already started to happen, when they traded for James Harden, is it your understanding, Brian, that there was some sort of understanding?
And James was pretty transparent on this last night. He said he's 100% will be back. So, and he will get more guaranteed money, but by taking his number down, he'll give the Cavs a little bit of flexibility. And even if they want to keep this roster together, which I frankly don't expect, I expect them to make some significant changes to it. They have some free agents they need to sign, their own free agents. Dean Wade, for example, started the bulk of this class as a free agent. So, but I expect the Cavs to be mulling over. Like, I don't think you will be long before you start to hear Cavs attached to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Would they consider entering that market? You know, if they put Evan Mobley on the table, as hard as that would be, Evan Mobley is in his mid-20s. When they drafted Evan Mobley, they drafted him to be another Giannis. What if they could turn him into Giannis with Harden and Donovan Mitchell on the roster? They have not crossed that bridge yet, but that is something that they may have to consider, especially as we lead up to the draft and the Bucks get serious about listening to offers for Giannis.
Right, because remember, that is what the Milwaukee Bucks ownership has said. They have said that they want to have some sort of understanding of what their path forward is going to be in place by the time the draft rolls around, and that's just a couple of weeks away. Mark, I know you spoke to both James Harden. Yeah. You spoke to Donovan Mitchell. What are they hoping this roster is going to look like a couple of months from now?
Well, Donovan told me this morning that he definitely wants it to be with him on it. He's like, stop the speculation. I want to come back. I'm going to work on getting that next deal. One thing that stood out to me was he woke up this morning saying, damn, what am I doing? What am I doing now? He felt lost. He felt clueless. He was embarrassed, he told me, for being swept. And then he said, I'm getting ready for 19 weeks from now. He had a Mets hat on, obviously connected to his father with the Mets, but it was, like, dang, I got this New York hat on.
Already going back.
And he's flying back today to New York, to the New York City area, where he knows when he walks outside, he's going to see people with Knicks jerseys on. He said, the guy that makes my sandwich is a Knicks fan. The kids at my camps are Knicks fan. He can't hide and get away from it. But Coco Jones, his fiance, she's going to be at the Miami Black Film Festival soon. So maybe he just needs to get away and go to Miami. But his first stop, no, he's very eager. His house must be amazing.
I guess.
He's eager to go back there and deal with the.
What's harder, dealing with a sweep or being a Mets fan?
Well, I don't think, though, the way that we saw Donovan Mitchell come out of Game 4, I'm not going to pin this squarely on the way that he was playing. Let's get to Game 5, because we got a big one tonight here in Oklahoma City. And Game 5 is where stars are made, Danny Green.
Yeah.
So what does Wemby have in store? What does SGA need to do? Live report from Oklahoma City coming around the corner.
Brightest ones.